Hey bestie, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so excited because I feel like I have been putting this off for far too long, and the day has arrived where we're just going to go for it. My name is Misha, if you don't know who I am a content creator, a singer, an actor, a comedian, a podcaster. I do all of the things, but one of the things that I really wanted to be was a YouTuber, and I just haven't done it. We'll get into that. But the time is now. So for those of you that don't know, it's the beginning of the year, 2025. And with that comes the promise of all new things. And like I said, this is something that I've been wanting to do, but I am a perfectionist, which has kept me from jumping over here because I have blown up on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook doing short form content. And I just wanted to be so good at this that it kept me from doing it. And so I'm throwing that out the window. I'm just gonna rant and do what I do. I love you all so much. My community is the best on the internet, so I have no reason to be afraid. And so I have a lot to figure out, and I'm just going to see what happens, and I'm going to enjoy the process, really. But one of the things that I'm going to do this year that I'm very excited about is I wanted to do a new experiences series where I try new things that I've always wanted to try, or some of the things I've tried before but I've never really given my full attention to them, and I really want to give it the old college try, and I wanted to share and bring you along with that journey. So I think that's really exciting. I have 52 things mapped out. Hopefully, my goal is to post these every Friday. So with that said, if you have not yet subscribed, do that. That feels so weird. Imposter syndrome, not gonna lie. And then comment during this video any sort of content you like to see, because I do have 6 other days that I need to fill in there. But the first thing that I wanted to do is very timely. It's the beginning of the new year, and something that I've never done that I really wanted to do with you is create a vision board. Oh, how cute is that? Now, I've done vision boards, but I've done them on my laptop or on an app or something. But I wanted to actually create a vision board that I can hang on my wall. I can look at it. It can inspire me and keep me motivated throughout the year. So we're going to see where that goes. But I did get this little clip art book. If I can figure it out, I will link this. I just got it on Amazon, but I will link this if I can figure out how to do that. If not, I can definitely do that on my Instagram. I know how to work that app. I also, from what's the company? Decorita. Also on Amazon, I got these little boards. They're olive green, which I thought were so cute. I'm loving that moment. But I got a whole box of them. And there's so many that come in the pack, so if you're very creative, you can come up with different designs for your wall. I love symmetry, and so I'm going to do 4 of them for the 4 areas of my life that I want to focus on for this vision board. But you can do so many other things. So yeah, I'll link those if I can. And then to go with that, look at these little tacks I got. Oh my god, they're so cute. They're all shades of brown. These are my favorite. These little tacks that are also clothespins. Shut up. If the links work, you're all gonna go crazy for these. Yes, you are. So, y'all, I can't wait. So, let's get into this vision board that I wanted to do. I want to focus on, like I said, 4 areas of my life. And the first is professional and money and work. I think we all get into that mind space, that headspace when the new year comes, because we all want to be successful. And I feel like I've laid a lot of groundwork in 2024, and this is going to be the year that I really just get to enjoy the fruits of that labor and see how far I can push myself and all of the new experiences that come along with that. And this YouTube is going to be a huge part of that. So if you have already hit that subscribe button and you're along for the journey, I just want to say that I don't take you for granted and I love you so much. The second thing is going to be my relationships and love. I just got married a week ago, and that's so exciting, and I'm looking forward to my first year as a husband, our first year of marriage. He just said to me the other day, I feel like I'm falling in love with you all over again, so I feel like it's going to be a good year. But also, I feel like I'm also interested and thinking about my family and my friends and my fellow content creators, and of course all of you, my besties, because I think about how I show up for you constantly, and it's such a huge part of my day and a huge part of my life. And so I really want to be intentional with cultivating my relationships and showing up for people, not just waiting on people to reach out to me, but also reaching out. So I love that. The third one is going to be travel. Those of you that don't know, maybe you've never heard me talk about this. I used to sing on cruise ships. Did that for like 10 years. And I traveled to 7 continents, over 100 countries, and it was such a huge part of my life and shaped how I see the world. Because I actually saw the world, and but I gave that up, and I became a full-time creator, and I'm building a family that I don't want to leave for long periods of time. But that's something that I'm missing, and I really noticed that when I went to England at the end of this year, and it was my first time going anywhere outside of the U.S. in a few years. I went, for my best friend's wedding, and it was such a lovely time, and it was so great to see her, but it was also so great to just, to show my husband some place he's never been, and get to share in that and experience that together. And so I want to make that a bigger priority in 2025. And then the fourth one is also a pretty standard one. It's just going to be like overall wellness and my health, both physically and mentally, and how I take care of myself, how I show up for myself every single day. I'm a huge advocate for that, but I'm so excited, especially with this new experiences series, to see how many more ways and learning new ways to love myself and new ways to enjoy life. So I'm so excited to share this with you. And with that, I guess let's get started. So I have not looked through this book, so we're going to be learning together. We're going to be finding things as we go, and we'll see what happens. But I did cut out the first one because it's pretty easy, 2025. So listen, 2024 was a crazy year for me. It's going to be so cool. 2024 was a crazy year for me. It was a hard start to the year because my house flooded. It was a house that we were renting. And the landlords were absolute crackheads about it. And we're like, that's okay. You can still live there even with the flooded house, and you can still pay us rent. I was like, you picked the wrong one. That's not going to happen. And we were there for like 3 weeks without it being fixed, and we ended up having to move last minute. And it was such a kerfuffle, and through such a weird vibe onto the beginning of the year. We actually have a court date coming up this next week. Okay, I picked career because that's the board we're going to be doing. So we're nervous about that because it cost us a lot of money to move when we weren't anticipating moving. But that started that, and then I worked with the brand at the end of 2023, and I knew that I shouldn't have worked with them. They were very pushy with me. They didn't want to pay us what we were asking for, and then they kept coming back and insisting that we worked with them. But then when we finally just caved, just to really shut them up, they tried to control the content. They didn't want me to do and talk to you besties how I would normally talk to you, and the video flopped. Of course it did, because I know our relationship better than they know our relationship. And then they ended up not paying me. And they're a small business, and they had already caused me such a headache, and I was in a let go, just let people do what they're going to do. Karma will get them eventually. And so I just let it go. My managers were like, we can, take this further. I was like, no. But this was when I was living in an Airbnb for a month because my house had flooded. So I just felt like it wouldn't have been such a bigger deal if it happened later in the year. But at the beginning, it was like just compounded with everything else. It was so crazy. We're gonna do I Am Wealthy one. We all want to be wealthy, don't we? Okay, I'm picking I Am Wealthy because we're talking about careers. But then I had some really, really cool things happen to me career-wise in 2024. The biggest one I can't talk about. I know it's so annoying when people say that, when people do that. But I got such a huge opportunity, but it's not going to be coming to fruition until 2026. So it's just not time yet. It's not time to hard launch. But it was also something that I always in the back of my head was like, I really wish I could try this. But just like this YouTube, I was like, I don't think I would be good at it. It seems hard. My imposter syndrome always made me not want to even think that I could do that. And I have been doing it. It's been so cool and so rewarding. And I've been working incredibly hard. And I'm so proud of myself, to be quite honest. I'm very, very proud of what I'm working on. So I can't wait to share that with you. I am wealthy. This year, I'm continuing my podcast with Wondery, The Big Flop. Hello. So some really exciting things literally happening a couple days after I post this YouTube video about The Big Flop, which we're really excited about. On top of that, I am going to be starting my own podcast called either the Be Your Own Bestie podcast or Sassy with Nisha. And I want that podcast to be more aligned with like what I do on social media. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I have a lot to say, but I really, what I want to do is I want to bring on other people who use social media as like a positive place to impact the world in good ways. Because we have so much social media that's just like garbage, right? So I think it's time that I want to interview people. I want to know their stories. I want to know where they're coming from. And then a big thing, I put this on my Instagram, is that I want to have you guys ask questions. If you need advice on something, or if you have a story of your own, I want you to write in, and then like me and whoever my guest is on that episode, we like chat about it. We talk about it. Answer your question, give some advice. Because that's what I've done on the app Cameo a lot. I do a lot of cameos for people. And I just realized that like I really love it. I enjoy answering people's questions and bringing joy and helping people out. Or really, I think ultimately like the big thing is having people not feel alone. Because I felt like that when I was a kid growing up. I felt alone. Like I needed somebody, just anybody to reach my hand out to when I was being picked on or bullied. And so I wanted to do this podcast that's more aligned with my social medias, because I think that would just feel good and be fun. A fun little project. I just put this in, the little clip one, and this one is called, it says Like a Boss. Oh my God, how freaking adorable is that? I love that. Okay, I want to do one more for work. I picked that one. This is actually really funny because just today, right before I started filming this, I got an email. I got an email from an acting agent, like a theater agent, saying she saw my social media and she wanted to sign me to represent me. But I met with this woman back in like 2012. She saw me performing in New York City. She called me in saying, I think we could work together. And then the meeting was going really well. She was like talking me up, giving me all these compliments. And then she asked me where I saw my career going. And I was like, oh my God, I'm hungry. I want to do everything. I want to not just musicals. I want to do straight plays. I want to do television and film. And this woman laughed in my face. She laughed straight in my face and said, I have clients who went to Juilliard and Yale. I would not send someone like you to a Broadway audition for a play. And then she dismissed me from the meeting. And I was like, but that like really, really stuck with me. Literally all these years. I've thought about that woman so many times since 2012. But she was saying in her email to me today, like, I could see you doing anything. I could see you doing television and film and theater and whatever. You better believe I emailed her back. I reminded her of the meeting that we had all those years ago, and basically let her know, if I wasn't good enough when I was a nobody, you don't get me just because I have 5.5 million followers on social media. No, ma'am. I already have enough people who work for me. So like a boss. I enjoy being my own boss. Let me tell you. Okay, the last one I chose for this one for now is your dream is achievable. And I think that's really important for me this year because, like I said, I have put off just a YouTube channel. because I'm a perfectionist and sometimes it feels like things are not achievable. But I have proven to myself over and over again that I can do whatever I put my mind to, that I succeed at these sorts of things. And so, you know, my dreams are achievable. I'm literally living most of them as we currently speak. So I don't see why I should allow my inner saboteur to hold me back from doing those things any longer. Okay, because I don't want this to be a 300-minute long video, we're gonna stop here for career, but I may add things later, you know, as I look through this book and as things call out to me. But I think this is a really good start for career. 2025, I am wealthy like a boss. I got a second one. So what did I say my second one? My second one was relationships. I already see one that I want because it's literally when I was talking, it's what I want. So yeah, like I said, relationships have been a crazy part of my 2024. If you can't tell, I'm really big into reflecting. So in 2024, obviously I got married. Right? We already talked about that. I love him so much. He's been so good to me. We have been together since, it's been 5 years, but also we've been together like during COVID. We've been together when I was like struggling to build my social media. You know, we've been together through moving. We moved from New York to Texas. We got our animals, but also in 2024, I adopted my first ever kitten. My first ever cat named Moose. I always said that I wasn't a cat person, but I love him so much. And so I think that taught me a lot this last year, that I shouldn't box myself into like preconceived notions, that I should like experience new things and like try them out. You shouldn't just try out an animal. I really wanted him. But like, that it taught me and other things that don't involve a living creature to like try new things and just like give it a go. Now, the first thing I chose for this is sharing. Sharing is a huge thing because something that I learned over the last few years and something that I think is really important for me to, I just want to, again, be intentional with it, is the idea of sharing, and not just sharing the good things or being an influencer, but also like vulnerabilities. Like I said, the beginning of last year, there was the house, there was the non-payment, but I was also really suffering with my mental health because I had a physical injury. I really hurt my knees. I wasn't able to run, which I've been a runner my entire life, and it really messed me up. I know that sounds like maybe vain or like maybe you hate running, so you don't get it, but it really messed me up. I gained a lot of weight. I felt unmotivated, and so I hated that. I hated it, and the idea of like presenting myself on social media, and it's not so much that I was trying to like portray perfection as much as not bothering other people or not like I help a lot of people on social media, and so I didn't want to be a victim. I didn't want to like have people tell me it was okay. You know what I mean? But also, as people know, most people know from my social media, if you follow me there, I had a friendship that unfortunately ended this year. My friend Georgia passed away. She was an elderly woman who I just happened to meet one day, and she was walking to church because she didn't have anybody to give her a ride, and it was clearly a struggle for her. And so I offered to start giving her rides because we had like a really instant connection. And we knew each other for over a year, and I went to church with her a lot, just so she wasn't alone. She had somebody, she didn't have to walk, and she greatly impacted my life. And we shared so much about our childhoods and growing up and what it was like for her being a Black woman, and her husband passed away a few years ago, and you know, her being a mom. She just taught me so much because we shared. And we were such different people, but I think that's also what made us, like, our connection so special. So sharing is huge. Okay, second, I am manifesting love. I think I already got this one in the bag. I'm very happy with my little relationship, but I feel like marriage is like a whole new thing. I'm manifesting that this is a year where I share even more of my love to him because he deserves it. He's the smartest person I've ever met. He's so caring. He has supported me 100% through all of my like antics and growing my social media and all the things that life has given us. So he deserves somebody to love him fully. And so I'm going to do that. Manifesting love. My friend Georgia, one friend can change your whole life. And I think that's true. And so in her honor, this year I really want to connect with people. I want to start the friendship. I think so many people are busy, and so yeah, I'm just like, I'm going to take matters into my own hand. I want to invite people to go on adventures. I want to talk to strangers. I want to be the organizer, and I want to be the leader of relationships. Because I think in the past, I was a little hesitant to do that because I was a shy kid at heart, even though I talk too much, and I'm not that way now. I think I was an insecure little boy, and I think that stuck with me for a while, and I waited for people to notice me. But now I want to notice other people, because who knows, all of the people out there who are feeling the way that I did and could use a friend. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. Family. Let's talk about my family. My mom and dad are my best friends. I am such a mama's boy. I call my parents like 4 times a week. I always FaceTime them, like for the dumbest things. I'm like, oh my gosh, you'll never believe it. The mail came an hour late today. I'm not even joking. I will talk to them about the dumbest things. I love them so much, but they still live in New York. And so for Christmas this year, I got them like an airline gift card. And I said, fly yourself first class to come and see me down here in Texas. So they're going to be coming on a trip down here. My husband and I, we're going to go back to New York because we eloped in Vegas, if you didn't know. So we're going to go back to do like a little party with our families and have our parties meet. What are we going to do? I have one more for relationships. This is a good one. This is a healthy one. I want to spend a little bit more time with my family than I was able to this year. This last one that I'm cutting out for the relationships one, it says forgive. And I think that's huge. I think we all have people in our lives that we can probably forgive. We can forgive ourselves for our past mistakes. There's family, there's friends. There's a lot of people that we can forgive. Doesn't mean we shouldn't pay attention to the lessons we've learned along the way. But as they say, forgiveness is more about us than it is the other person, right? It's letting things go that no longer serve us. And I think there are a few people in my life that I'm ready to like move on past the point of feeling pain, feeling hurt, and whether we form a bond moving forward and start anew, that's to be determined. But at least I can just like let it go and pay more attention to like what I've learned from the situation. We're manifesting love. We are sharing, because sharing is what? That's right, it's caring. One friend can change your whole life. We're going to forgive, and we're going to focus on family. Oh my gosh, yay, relationships! All right, I can smell dinner being done by my fiance, so I'm going to take a break and we'll do the other 2 later. Bye. I'm back. My husband made meatloaf. I haven't had meatloaf in can't tell you how long. It was so delicious. But I did go ahead and pre-cut out the other little pictures and words that I'm going to use on my vision board. So the third one that we were going to do was travel. And so I picked out some really fun ones that we're just going to label it, okay? It's going to be travel. So yeah, like I said, I have been literally all over the world. Some of my favorite places, I love Greece, I love Spain, I love the South Pacific, like Bora Bora and Tahiti and Vanuatu and all, oh my God, like those places are just like magical. But I've spent a lot of time in the Baltics, all throughout the Mediterranean. I've been to Australia. I know I have a lot of Australian besties. All over South America. Love it down there. Really, like, I love exploring new places. I feel like I need to get to more of Asia. I've been to Japan, I've been to Singapore, I've been to Taiwan. I need to get some more places. Which brings me to, I got this like pseudo plane ticket. And I wrote from home to honeymoon because my husband and I have yet to decide where we're going to go on our honeymoon, but I know that I want it to be epic. And so he's been talking, really throwing out like Japan. He would love to travel to Japan or someplace like Amsterdam. Two very different experiences. I've been to both of them, but I love both of them. I would love to show him the places that I've been to, but wherever we go, I'm gonna do it all out. I want to pamper him. I love him so much, if you couldn't tell. So that is to be determined, but our honeymoon trip this year is going to be one for the books. And okay, I know this isn't like specifically travel related, but this is one of my biggest goals of the year. You have no idea what that little trip to England did to me this year. It has really invigorated. Do I want to go on a cruise? Not as a performer, but as a passenger? I don't know. We're going to figure it out, but it is like, it's heavy on the goals for this year. And then, hate me if you will, but when I am a luxury traveler. If we go camping, I will not be in a tent. There is going to be a bathroom and a shower. We like to travel, we like to eat at nice places. So look, a bathtub. Could you imagine? Wherever this is, I want to go there. Overlooking the mountains, soaking in a bubble. Okay, so yeah, that's my travel one. We're gonna have so much fun this year. Because my husband, he hasn't traveled too much. He's done some for work and then a little bit with me now, and but he's very excited about the honeymoon trip, which makes me really happy because, like I said, it's a huge part of my life. Okay, last one. Okay, so this one is all about my personal relationship with myself, bettering myself, my overall wellness. All right. So my first thing is, okay, this looks like the luxury picture with traveling, but it's different, what this means to me. I am a workaholic. I am someone, I work really hard, I'm very focused on what I'm doing, and sometimes I forget the self-care of it all, of life. And so this year I want to focus more on unwinding and taking time that is just for me. I give this piece of advice out all the time, that I think that we need to find moments every single day, a moment in our day that is just for us, that has no relation to anybody else in our lives, not our partners, our families, our work, our children, our pets, our responsibilities, something that is just for us. Because if we take care of us the way that we dream other people will take care of us, we don't need other people as much. We are human, we are social creatures, we do want connection. But if we can nurture ourselves in profound ways, then we're not so desperate for that, for other people, and we can wait for the right people to be in our lives, and we can set our healthy boundaries and stand firm in them. And I think it's a really healthy way to go through the world. And my moments lately have been small. I think small ones are great, but I think I need to sprinkle in some truly quality me time in there. And so I want to do the spa once a month. I got a lot of gift cards for Christmas and for our wedding to the spa. So I want to go to the spa once a month, just relax, take care of my skin, take care of me. I am turning 38 this year, so I do need to think of my skin. Speaking of that, my body is amazing. So I'm choosing this one because I mentioned at the beginning of last year, I had a knee injury that took me out. It was a year of recovery, and it really shook me, because it was the first time anything like that has happened to me, and I was scared that I wasn't going to be able to use my body in the way that I had been so used to using it. And I let it heal, and I learned to accept it when I didn't think I was going to be able to ever run or work out in the same way that I knew. But But then once it healed and I was able to do what I loved again, I appreciated it more than I ever had before. And so my body is amazing. Last year I also did a 75 hard challenge. I completed it. It was crazy, and I'm currently doing it again. I'm on day 2. I've done both my workouts today. So if you don't know what 75 hard is, it's 2 workouts a day, every single day for 75 days. You gotta drink a buttload of water. You have to stick to a diet. I'm not dieting. I'm just not doing desserts, and I'm not doing fast food. You have to read books. Yeah, super easy. Super easy stuff. I mean, the books part's easy because I read all the time. But yeah, so I'm doing that. I can do it. True calling. I told you that I was a performer. Something that this last year that I had to work on and figure out that I'm going to implement into this next year is I think I need to let go of the idea of being an actor, a theater actor. I was so tunnel visioned on Broadway, and I was so tunnel visioned on making it in that way. And now I'm doing something else, and I love what I do now. I mean, it brings me so much joy, so much happiness, so much purpose. It's with theater, I was always trying to fit into a box of what they expected me to be and to try to hide my gay little voice and present more masculine, and I still wouldn't get roles. And now just succeeding as being myself, creating a brand that is true to me and true to who I am is more rewarding than you can even imagine for me. I think it's important for me to realize that this just might be my true calling. My calling might be helping people and building community and impacting in positive ways. And there's still an aspect of performing to it and entertainment, but in a different way. And I think that's okay. I went on some auditions this year, and I was very let down when I didn't get them. But I didn't get them because I had already worked at these places. And I saw how unfairly people were treated, how unfairly I was being treated, and I didn't need the job like a lot of actors need their jobs because I'm financially stable and I have my own thing. And I spoke up, and they didn't like that. And so it just seems like I won't be invited back because I didn't keep my mouth shut. And I think that's okay. If that's the way they want to be, if that's the way the business runs, then I don't have to be a part of that. And I just have to realize that what I've been doing has meant something to me, and I have to listen to that and pay attention to that. So that's my true calling. And then finally for this one, no excuses. I think we're all culprits of excuses and making excuses. And this little YouTube one, this little YouTube channel, I've attempted like one video in the past, and then it didn't do well, and I was like, forget it, I have to focus on these other things. Or, I don't know, I'm also somebody, like, say I'm on a fitness challenge or something like that, and like one day goes wrong, I'm like, whatever, I might as well just, there's an excuse. Like this, I'm telling the YouTube internets that I'm gonna stick to this. Because it's not about success for this. It's about staying true to my word, to myself. It's like my promise to myself. So that's it. No excuses. It doesn't mean much to other people, but it means something to me. And that's 100,000 followers. And I have so much success on all other platforms, but I just want the dang plaque from YouTube. I don't know what it is about this platform that scares creators. I know I'm not the only one. I see a lot of discourse about this on other apps. This is my goal for the year. I'm not too far away, but it's much harder. I know I have to earn it here, so I plan on doing the work to earn it. I'm gonna see if I can hang these on my wall and see if we can get a last minute picture. But if not, just in case, I just want to say I love you all so much. Thanks for making little vision boards with me. Remember, I'm gonna try to link these in the description or wherever links happen here on YouTube. I've never tried it. So maybe you can get the same ones and come back and watch this video and make a vision board with me. But I love you all so much, besties. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment and let me know other things you'd like to see. Like I said, I'm going to be coming out with a podcast this year, which will be on YouTube. I have these new experiences videos, and then the rest of it. We'll see what happens as it comes. I love you all so much. Bye!